Kilo United 8 Lima.
8 Lima, roger, roger. This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. What's the name there?
Afternoon Qso-Vlog net. What's the name there?
Thank you. The name is Kurt. Charlie Uniform Romeo Tango, and we're just checking out a combination here. This is an old Kenwood 950 SDX, and it's set pretty much standard settings. It hasn't been widened up. The microphone is a Pro Set Plus headset with the Heil mic set on wide. We're running an amp supply LK800 at about 600 watts right at the moment.
Looks pretty good. Might review just a couple of things. You're running in the wide band mode, 100 to 2900, roger?
Band mode, 100 to 2900, roger?
Yes, that's correct.
Alrighty, and we would suggest that you run a 3 on compression. Compressor engaged at a 3, roger?
Compressor engaged at a 3, roger?
That's probably pretty close. I've got a little bit of compression going on. It's probably maybe 3 or 4 dB on the compressor.
Roger, yeah, we're just looking for about a third of the capability of the compressor. And then once we get that compressor in line, then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, you adjust your ALC from mid-scale to 2/3 operation by way of your mic gain control. Roger?
By way of your mic gain control. Roger?
Roger. That sounds good. It looks like the compression is probably pretty much where it's supposed to be, and but the gain, I probably, well, that's peaking half of the gain, half of the ALC right there.
Roger. The ideal sweet spot is that area between mid-scale and 2/3, but you have to have some leeway, so we just say to operate that ALC between mid-scale to 2/3, Roger, and that's to get 80 to 85% average peak modulation. That's where you need to be, just a little bit more than half, 50%, Roger?
Than half, 50%, Roger?
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. That's not too far off of what I've been doing here. Of course, we have to use the headset. The amplifier is fairly noisy with the blower running, but other than that, it's a beast.
Roger, sounds good. I don't hear any plosives in that headset microphone. Usually we recommend that you take the boom and extend the boom out just as far as you can, and then at the very last minute make that 90-degree turn. So to try to get that mic further away from your lips, so just as far as it can go, and then at the last minute make that 90, Roger?
The last minute make that 90, Roger?
Yeah, I got that. That's pretty much where we got it set up. I've got a blast filter over it right at the moment. I'm probably an inch and a half away.
Yeah, Roger, that's a good idea. That's very important, because if you don't have that, you will be getting a lot of lip noise, and you can immediately tell that you're working tight mic. Now with the windscreen, the foam windscreen, it takes care of those transients, and you're just clean, and then nobody even knows that you're wearing a headset boom, Roger?
Knows that you're wearing a headset boom, Roger?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. If you say it sounds all right, that's going to be pretty good for me.
Roger. Now I would, suggest maybe a couple of clicks more top-end treble EQ, boost from where you are. If you have the opportunity to do that, just add a little more credence to the Clearwater there, Roger.
Add a little more credence to the Clearwater there, Roger.
I can do that. It's a little bit, it's not a one-button push. This radio's a little bit older, so I got to go into the transmit filter setup. There's not really any EQ going on other than the bandwidth settings on transmit. So I have no what you would call classical parametric EQ available.
Yeah, Roger. Well, just leave it. Close enough for government work. I wouldn't bother. You're really almost there, Roger. I mean, the whole point is that the easier folks can understand what you're saying, that's the whole name of the game. That's what radio is all about. People talking to people. In order for that to happen, they have to understand what each other have to say, Roger.
Roger?
Yeah, you see, I hear an awful lot of cannon string audio going on the air these days, and I can't understand because the equipment is certainly capable of doing much more than that. I certainly appreciate the advice today. This is the first time I've come across your channel, and I'll definitely check out your information and take heed. It sounds good. By the way, your signal is outstanding. We're right outside of Detroit, Michigan, so I don't think we're too far away from each other. But the audio sounds perfect, and you're peaking 20 over 9 here.
Roger, Kurt. Yeah, we're just across from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right across from Louisville, Kentucky, home of fast women and beautiful horses.
Fast women and beautiful horses.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. And what was your name, sir, for my log?
Roger, name here is Jim, Juliet, India, Mike, and what is your location, sir? Oh, you told me, but I forgot.
You told me, but I forgot.
It's Livonia, Michigan, Livonia. We are between Ann Arbor and Detroit in the southeast corner.
Roger, I am working on my loop. If you could, why don't you give me about 10 seconds or 15 seconds on your antenna system, and let me see what I can do with my loops locally, Roger?
Oh, Roger that. Yeah, the antenna here is a near, slightly off-center set dipole, and it is about 35 feet off the ground. It is an 80-meter OCF, but the end, anything beyond 40 meters is kind of folded either downward or almost back on itself at about a 80 or 90 degree turn or more. So it is oriented, the heart of it is oriented east-west. So, but the ends being folded really puts a lot of abnormal lobes into the pattern. But it's worked out pretty well here. Couple hundred DXCC, and it does it. For not having a beam, it's not too bad.
Roger. I got a really good copy on my one of my loops. I'm not sure. We're running 3 10-foot vertical magnetic loops, and I have the option to co-phase them or just to run them separately. And had a pretty good copy on you. I'm seeing now that you're it could be a little fatter, and I would suggest that you check your ALC when you have an opportunity and adjust with your mic gain as you speak fairly quickly, 100, 200, 300, and you do that so you can bring that ALC meter up and see what it's doing. If you just go 1, 2, 3, the meter never has a chance to really register what the signal is. So you want to go 100, 200, 300, and you have your hand on the mic gain control and you're adjusting for mid-scale to 2/3. And I would suggest you do that. It'll give you a lot fatter signal, but clean. It is never blurry.
Roger, 100, 200, 300, 400, 100, 200, 300, 400. There's a lot more ALC in this signal right here now.
Yes, sir. Now, I'm seeing you a lot cleaner, and I'm hearing you a lot better. My local receivers go down to 100 cycles, so most of the internet SDR receivers are rolling off at about 250, so you really can't get an accurate picture of what's going on the lower frequencies with the SDRs by and large, but that's why I wanted to get you over on my local receiver, Roger.
That sounds good. Thank you very much. And that's one of the beauties of the 950 SDX. It's rather an old unit, but certainly the flagship from Kenwood Audio, and it does have the ability to open up the transmit filters down to, I think the low end goes down to 50 or 100 hertz at the low end, and it rolls off. It can open up to 6 kilohertz on the high end, and that is very unusual. So all the enhanced sideband guys like this thing, but right now it's not set that way. It's I think it's down at 100 and up to 24 or 2500 at the high end.
Yeah, Roger. I have a spectrum analyzer on the set that been looking at your audio, and it looks like you're rolling right at 100. You have a pretty good activity down towards 100. You can take a look at it. It's on the recording. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor along with today's date 9/10/21, it will bring up this recording, and so it's all on a YouTube search. Roger, Roger.
Oh, that's perfect. What a great service you're doing there. I know that's not a trivial thing to set up either, and I do appreciate it. I will let you go here. I appreciate the information, and we'll fiddle around here a little bit and maybe check in again in a while, and hopefully you can help some other guys out. Thank you, sir. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and remember all those folks out in New York on the 20th anniversary. This is KU8L saying 73s. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Roger, Roger, Kurt 73, sir, and enjoy your rest of the afternoon and a beautiful weekend coming up. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.